Hey, this is Leon Poe, man. You listen to Causeway Street Podcast.
What's up, y'all? This is Kenny Anderson. Y'all listen to the Causeway Street Podcast.
For all you new listeners out there, I'm your host, Joseph Pavone. I'm joined as usual by my two co-hosts.
I'm Sean Dutra. What's up?
Yeah, talk about
walks
yourself.
on the bee.
There you go. Joel Pavone. What up?
I'm a Pisces. The most romantic.
It leads off with that.
The most romantic sign in all the zodiac.
Oh,
You couldn't tell by my voice already.
oh,
Sexy.
I'm the producer of this ensemble that we call Causeway Street. In case you missed it,
Hey, Bill Walton here, Celtics 1986. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Yeah, come here for nothing but the truth. This is where dreams come true. Thank you, Boston, for my life.
where are we going?
You guys are such homers.
It's your boy Terry Rozier. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Now listen to my boys Joe, Sway, Joel, and Sean.
There
Speaking
has
to the mic.
never been an NBA player that has made the Hall of Fame with dreadlocks.
Causeway Street Podcast. Joseph Pavone here. Joel Pavone to the right of me. Sean Dutra to the left of me. Fellas, Kyrie Irving declared out for the entire season. No regular season, no playoffs for Kyrie Irving. What does it mean for the Boston Celtics? We'll break that one down. And also,
We're done.
this is the last episode of the Causeway Street Podcast.
Done.
and also
Over
this
with.
is
I'm over with
the
it.
series finale of the no, stop. With the news of Kyrie Irving,
We've been canceled.
with the news of Kyrie Irving breaking, does this make you two want the Celtics to make a move for Kawhi Leonard
No.
any more than you did a couple of days ago?
I don't want anything. All I want to do is sit in my car and listen to REM.
Oh, this
On
guy's
blast.
depressed. All right. Come on, we got to talk people off the ledge here. Come on, Sean. We got to be more enthused here.
Everybody hurts.
Listen. A week ago, I said this team could get out of the first round, and obviously this doesn't change that. However,
Yeah,
it
no.
does
It's
complicate
over.
things moving
Whatever.
forward. So
I'll tell you about it.
things are looking shaky for the Celtics team, obviously, and obviously this has been we talk about injury-ridden season for the Boston Celtics. I mean, when's the last time we've seen something like this in the NBA? I mean, when's the last time we saw a team go through so many setbacks throughout the regular season as the Boston Celtics went through this season? And for a team that's not only in the second place in the Eastern Conference, but they've went on a 6-game winning streak without Kyrie Irving. They performed well without him. They performed well, of course, without Gordon Hayward all season long.
Marcus Smart.
And Danny Ainge is one of the guys who's hours after the news broke said that, listen, this is what this team has faced. This is what we've seen. Adversity again and again and again. And I'm looking forward to the playoffs, and I can't wait to see how this team bounces back and how they perform without Kyrie Irving. Guys, what are your thoughts on what Danny Ainge had to say?
I don't think it matters. I
He's
think
a-
like we're gonna be lucky to win 1 to 2 games in the playoffs.
He's a goddamn liar. That's what he is.
Exactly.
Danny Ainge.
I'm serious. Like, yeah, okay, great.
But
great.
Sean, you weren't saying that a week ago though. You said that it's going to be hard for them to get out of the first round. But come on, 1 or 2 games. You think that's all they're going to win in the first round?
No, I mean
This team is better than that.
No, maybe they are. Maybe they are. But I mean, now that you know that reinforcements aren't coming, you're not just playing one round and beating a team you're better than. This is the squad you're going to war with. This is it. You know
Mine
what
is
I mean?
Marcus Smart. Was that you, Joel? Joel brought that up. You still got one soldier coming back.
Dutra did.
That was
Oh, Sean. Oh, of course, that's your boy.
yeah.
I should have known.
I just don't see like
you still got one of you guys
this
coming
is a
back.
huge
Your best
hit.
defender coming
This is
back.
an absolute huge hit.
No
The fact
question,
that-
no doubt.
The fact that Kyrie Irving is now done for the year, like the whole reason why, like you can say that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier, the emergence of all these players have
Mook.
Marcus Morris for sure, definitely, but like these players have stepped up, but it doesn't matter if you don't have Kyrie Irving. Like you don't have the best player in the Eastern, arguably the best player in the Eastern Conference.
All right, let me ask you this. Actually, no, I'll ask Joel this. If the Celtics manage to make it to the second round and they're not facing either the Toronto Raptors or the Cleveland Cavaliers, can they move forward?
Yes, they can.
Wait, no, timeout. What about the first round?
What about the first round? You okay? I'm saying in a hypothetical situation because Joel, I'm
I
sure
still
you're
think-
you're
I still
still in the
think
same camp as me,
I
right?
still think they can make it past the first round.
I mean, 1 week ago we were talking about Well, at least I was. The Washington
I was
Wizards,
too.
that's a tough matchup. But Joel is on the same boat as me in terms of if they're not facing the Washington Wizards, they still can defeat the Milwaukee Bucks.
I still think they
can defeat the Miami Heat. You think they can defeat Washington?
Yeah. It'll be tougher than the other teams.
Right now, as currently. Really?
It's the
Sean,
same.
why are you
it's
so
the
surprised?
same.
We had the same conversation.
It's the same team.
Wait. You didn't see John Wall's hair?
Does that make a difference?
John Wall's hair makes a big difference, man.
They just blew a 26-point lead last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, I swear to God, the second I saw that hair, I was like, this game's over.
To Duja's point, he did make some crucial mistakes down the stretch.
Yeah, pass that ball right
very
to
unlike John Wall.
Semi-Urden, whoever the hell that guy is.
Semi-Urden
Osman.
Osman.
All right,
Osman.
Either way, here's the thing. I'm going to say this right now. First and foremost, right off the jump, there has never been an NBA player that has made the Hall of Fame with dreadlocks. So why the fuck is everyone trying to get those stupid little tiny little fucking
the doodle braids,
worm fucking dreadlocks going on? I don't get that doodle braids. Yeah,
the doodle braids, bro. The doodle braids.
Why? What the fuck are they trying to prove? Literally, no one has ever made the Hall of Fame. Who's the best dreadlock?
Look.
Before
John Wall right now,
this conversation continues to derail us from what we were initially talking
I'm
about.
I'm going to talk about John Wall.
I'm going to turn to Joel.
I want to talk about dreadlocks.
Okay, we'll get back to it. Okay, Joel, go ahead.
I'm getting there.
Go ahead. You got the floor.
John Wall in the last 2 months has been called everything under the sun by his own teammates.
Yeah, this is little.
All right, so then this is
him.
This is a great
him.
This is a great moment to take advantage of the lost identity of John Wall. He's gone from wearing, those stupid yellow shades indoors when he was out to now to this braids and a headband he hasn't worn in 5-6 years.
He used to Dougie, he's forever transforming. That's who John Wall is.
And he's making crucial mistakes when he shouldn't make mistakes. So I think the Celtics, as constructed, obviously, we hope that Terry Rozier gets healthier because he looked like shit against Toronto. But everybody else, Marcus Morris, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, even Greg Monroe, I think the Celtics have more talent than the Washington Wizards. As constructed.
No, they don't. If
I just named you 5 players. Name me 5 players other than John Wall and Bradley Beal that are better than those players I just named. Go ahead.
If you go against the Wizards,
name 3 more players on the Wizards that are better than the players I just named, other than outside of John Wall and Bradley Beal.
I'm just saying, John Wall and Bradley Beal, the best 2 players in that series. Do you argue that?
Okay.
Do you argue that? For
the sake of argument, so 2 players are going to beat the Celtics. That's what you're telling me.
I think if you have the 2 best players in a series,
John Wall. We just talked about how bad John Wall looked against the Cavs.
I know, but still, I mean,
the Celtics have to play them one more time before the season ends, and we'll probably see John Wall make some more mistakes because of he doesn't know his identity on this team anymore. He's rolling his ball anymore.
Will lose the doo-doo braids by the playoffs, and he'll be.
Whether he loses the doo-doo braids or not.
No, that has a big thing to do with it.
All right, let's backtrack a bit here. Okay, Kyrie Irving. When you first heard the news, what were your initial thoughts? Are you guys shocked by this? And do you think that the Celtics?
Shocked.
But do you think the Celtics mishandled this injury? Is the bigger question.
I was pissed because Danny Ainge on the radio earlier that day was asked about Kyrie Irving if he's going to be out at all, and he just said, just the first round. When he knew hours later they're going to release this information that he had an infection that was caught during what was they calling it? The
minimally invasive
procedure.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So why they didn't say it there though?
But that's what I'm saying though. Well, that's neither here nor there. I mean, yeah, you know how Danny Ainge is. This isn't the first time he says one thing and then says another. You know what I mean? And something else happens, the other shoe drops. That's the Danny we've known the last.
No, but that matters. That matters because this is going to affect him going forward. A kneecap injury is just not going to go away.
Well, I think what I'm trying to get at is, did the Celtics make the wrong decision and performing that minimally invasive procedure, or do you think the Celtics could have just had the surgery before all this happened?
I think this is all blamed on Isaiah Thomas. I mean, their doctors are probably second guessing themselves. They're being more cautious than they normally would be because what happened with Isaiah, right? If Eddie Lasseur got fucking fired. Eddie Lasseur was the trainer on this team for years and years and years. Isaiah Thomas comes in, has the hip injury, right? They were very open up. They just said, you know what, Isaiah, you're gonna be fine.
They were vague. They were vague about this. They were vague because even Danny had no answers.
But now Kyrie comes in and he says, have a little knee tendonitis, and they have
it was soreness at first.
Conservative doctors. They're coming in trying to be the exact opposite of what they've been. I think this is a direct correlation with what Isaiah went through last year. I swear to God, I don't know how you can argue that. But I also think that the reason why they delayed sort of the news to everybody and they sort of kept everyone holding for hope. We talked about this earlier, Joel. I think it was more of a rallying cry for the Celtics who will be playing. I mean, if you know when Kyrie goes down that he's done, even if the Celtics knew that day,
which could go back to let him
play a little bit.
What I'm saying, but what goes back to kind of how I feel about this team in the playoffs. Obviously, if matchups are going to be the difference of them going far or not, because we know Kyrie's out, we know Smart's going to be out at least until like the middle of the second round. What really do they have to lose? Because right now I feel like the morale of quote unquote Celtics Nation is just like, well, okay, wait till next year. So anything the Celtics really do,
I hate that shit.
I do too. I'm not saying
the East is wide open this year.
That's what I'm saying.
This was the year for us to get to the finals.
Okay, so then why can't the Celtics get there?
Well, because Kyrie Irving's injured, Gordon Hayward's injured.
But you just said the East is wide open though.
The East is wide open if you got a superstar.
I get you, but Cleveland outside of LeBron, really, who are they going to rely on? Kevin Love is not 100%. I don't care what anybody says.
I know, but it's still LeBron, right?
But Jordan Clarkson, we've talked about this.
Well, I think this is when we reignite the conversation we had a week ago when we were talking about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Yes, there isn't a superstar on this team, but can those two guys combine their production to create all-star production, superstar production?
If Jason Tatum can literally probably overnight blossom into a superstar, and where he actually all the things that we think he could do eventually happens in the playoffs, then yeah, definitely.
Because the mentality I think before Thursday was for this team after
Kyrie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially after Toronto, they only scored 78 points. When you just talked about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum,
right?
They combined for 17 points. That's not what they've been doing
the
previous 7 games. No, I'm saying, but Jason Tatum and
I know that. Jason
okay, I got you. Yeah, the bench outperformed the starters. Terry Rozier again looked like shit. So Terry Rozier needs to get healthy, rest a little bit. They're going to secure the second seed. They're not going to catch Toronto,
which is one of the things that I just think people don't understand. Terry Rozier can have a good 4 games. But then, you're not going to get consistent performance out of him.
He's had a good 25 games before he went down.
I know. I get it. But
he had the streak going for
you just need to understand
25 games,
25
over
games.
25 games of scoring over 10 points.
Terry's not Kyrie though.
I understand that,
right?
But the thing is though, you're not looking for. We kind of touched upon this last week. You're not looking to get 25 points out of Terry or 25
you
points.
Need it now.
Listen. You're not looking for 25 points out of Terry, 25 points out of Tatum. One night it might be Terry. Another night might be Jason. Another night might be Morris.
Sure.
Don't you think other teams that's harder for them to prepare for?
No, I don't, because I think there's a better chance of those. There's a better chance of you game planning against those players to slow them out of their role, right? If you have a guy that you can't stop, i.e. Kyrie Irving, i.e. LeBron James,
but we just had a conversation
James Harden, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, those type of players where you can do everything you can, but you're not going to slow them down.
But we just had
those are the players that win in the NBA.
Yeah, but we just had a conversation last week. We couldn't decide on who's been the most important player on the Celtics. So don't you think other teams feeling that way too?
Sure, but I mean, it's all well and good. Who the best player is on the Celtics
right now.
No.
Okay, the best player on the Celtics is out. So how do you prepare for that?
But we're talking about most valuable. That's fun when you know who the best player is.
We're not saying the best. We're saying important. There's a difference.
Well, I think the most important person for this team, or the most important asset of this team in the first round series, is going to be Brad Stevens. In the first round series, if they're playing against Miami Heat or the Milwaukee Bucks, I think that's when Brad Stevens has the edge over those two guys. Yeah, that's not to discredit Spoelstra. Spoelstra's a great coach. However, I just think if you compare the rosters, I just think the edge is to the Celtics. The only time I get a little iffy is if we're talking about the Washington Wizards, because when you have all-star, superstar talent that can go off and carry their team night after night, that's when it gets tougher. And of course, that's the same case if they're up against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. But I do think this team can get out of the first round. After the first round, it gets dicey.
I don't think first round's a possibility really anymore.
But if if you believe Brad Stevens coach of the year,
why you're switching now? Because Kyrie, we weren't expecting to see Kyrie in the first
no,
round.
he wasn't switching. He always said that they weren't going to get out of the first round.
I said it would have been a little bit of an issue.
Be an issue, but now you're saying it's like no chance.
Don't think, no, because there's no reinforcements coming. Like, you guys watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Absolutely not.
Next analogy.
We've talked about this.
All right. Game of Thrones. No, the audience will know. In Game of Thrones,
kill him in the comments, guys.
Battle of the Bastards. All right. The Jon Snow and his crew are getting fucked in. Like, they're dead. They're dying. They are surrounded. They're dead. All of a sudden, they wouldn't have. They fought just long enough to the point of like dying. Like they knew they were dying. They knew this whole group was pushing them in together, and they kept fought long enough without giving up until the reinforcements came. You know what the reinforcements were? The Knights of the Vale. All right, Knights of the Vale came in like a fucking waterfall and knocked everyone out, and then they won the battle because you know what? They just had to hold for a little bit before they knew Kyrie Irving was going to come back.
But they know all along he's coming?
Yeah,
they know all along they were coming.
Yeah, but you're selling Brad Stevens short. You're saying he's coach of the year. Let him be coach of the year.
I would much rather have a team right now.
Let him coach. Don't you think he has? I don't care what anybody says. Right. People like saying that he has nothing to prove.
Maybe they'll go to 7 in the first round. If they go to 7 in the first round, I'll be happy. If they make the first round series entertaining series.
You know one team that's not
I'll be happy.
You know one team that's not surprised about all this? It's the Cleveland Cavaliers. To me, the Cleveland Cavaliers knew going into this season, even before the trade deadline, even before Kyrie Irving requested a trade, they knew that A, Kyrie was going to miss a chunk of the regular season. And B, they knew that the following offseason, they knew that he was going to need surgery. They knew that. And that's the biggest reason why that's one of the reasons why they made a trade. Because think about it. If you go into the offseason and this guy needs surgery, he all of a sudden his stock drops dramatically. And you're unable to pull a first round pick, a Isaiah Thomas, bonus players like Jay Crowder and Ante Zizic. I think they knew that that's the best offer they were going to get then and later if they were to wait and hold on to Kyrie Irving.
You really think they thought that far?
Absolutely, 1,000%.
No, I think they traded.
They saw Brooklyn pick and they said,
exactly.
That
was the first. That was the first great deal that they had.
That knee has been nagging Irving, and they've just been pushing him along because they want to keep him and LeBron competing against the Warriors.
But no. Let's rewind, Sway. Because
that's exactly what happened.
We're saying that right now. We're saying that right now, knowing what we know. But rewind it.
We were saying that before.
When both thought Isaiah were going to be healthy to start the season.
Okay.
And so did Cleveland.
That's when a trade happened.
So did Cleveland.
And the Celtics had no clue about the knee. And
they knew about the knee.
They may have known about the knee,
they
but the whole thing
knew
was
about it. He threatened to sit out and get surgery if he didn't trade him.
That's what before that though. But literally all we heard was Kyrie was unhappy. That's literally it. So Kyrie
That's the first thing I said when the trade happened. I was like, This dude's gonna have issues with that knee. I'm not saying that like I knew he was gonna need surgery like he does now, but I was thinking at some point he's gonna need that surgery, and he only had 2 years left on his deal, and you know what I mean.
You have to get it before you're a free agent.
Exactly.
And I think it was December, like late December, when the story dropped that he threatened to sit out if they didn't trade him. Yeah. That's when you know, okay, this guy clearly has a knee issue because you can't just like fake a surgery.
Right.
You can't say
if he went,
there's no leverage there. If the organization doesn't believe you.
But
you either trade me because I don't want to play. I mean, my guess is he probably said
he knew he had to go in there and get a cleanup.
I need to get a cleanup, and this could either sit me out for the entire year or you could trade me, right? So they knew something was going to happen. And my guess is Danny Ainge probably knew something was going to happen. I mean...
Well, he wanted out because, like Sway said, they probably weren't going to be able to trade him.
But seriously, let's be honest. If Gordon Hayward didn't break his foot on the first game, 5 minutes of the season, maybe Kyrie has his surgery in November. Maybe he has it in December. And he's back by now, ready for the playoffs with a healthy Gordon Hayward. But they didn't have that luxury. You know what I mean? They did not have that luxury now that the plan was Gordon Hayward... Marcus Smart and the young guys, and then all of a sudden Hayward's not there, so you're like, you know what, Kyrie? You feel like you can play through the season? He's I'll give it a shot.
Because they would just rest him every few weeks. He'd rest, against like Orlando and against like the shitty teams, he would rest.
But I think it would have been fine.
Like the soreness just wouldn't go away.
It would have been fine if Hayward was there.
But you don't think that the Celtics may have made a mistake in having him do the minimal procedure? Minimally invasive, excuse me.
I think that if the doctors from last year were on the team this year, he wouldn't have had the surgery.
They would have just pushed him along?
Yep. I 1,000% think this is an Isaiah Thomas problem.
All right, so let's talk about that. All right, on March 24th, they removed the tension rod, right? And
the wire.
The tension wire, my bad. They removed the tension wire, and they found out there that, this dude has an infection because of the
bacterial
screws.
Infection.
Yeah,
right.
bacterial infection because of the screws.
So now he has to get the screws
taken out.
Right.
But as soon as the surgery happened, as soon as the procedure happened, they're like, the wire's out. Oh, and guess what? The kneecap is A-okay, right? That's great news. He'll be back 3 to 6 weeks. But they already know he's not coming back in 3 to 6 weeks because he's got this infection, and they already have this. They already have the surgery scheduled to take the screws out.
Yeah,
Maybe it
but
was
you know
an
what that
antibiotic
means,
thing.
Joel. That means let's see how he responds, and obviously the knee didn't respond well.
When you have an infection, Sway, it's not gonna just go away. They have to go in there and take those out because that's what's causing the infection. That's my point.
Right, but why did the infection happen because they took the wire out?
No,
Or they
the
saw
infection,
it. They saw it when they took the wire out.
When they took the wire out.
I mean, then I'm back to the same question. Maybe the Celtics should have done this sooner when he was feeling discomfort before, or maybe they should have just let it ride. But
I think
the chances of the Celtics letting this ride in a season where they don't have Gordon Hayward, in a season where they're sort of thinking to themselves, can we really win the NBA championship here, or are we better off protecting our star and moving forward next year and having that window of opportunity for him to be 1,000%?
Well, that's a little bit of both because I bet you Kyrie was just like, nah, man, it's just a little soreness. I just ice it. It's a little swollen, no big deal. But it just wasn't going away. So he played through it, same thing with Isaiah, as far as he could go with it. And then he's like, the second opinion, probably had more than 2 or 3 opinions, but they're only reporting only a second opinion. They're like, no, we got to go in there and see what's going on. Maybe if we remove this, oh, wait, oh, shit, bro, you got an infection in there, so we got to, schedule another. And this time it's not even a procedure. This time it's surgery. You're out 4 to 5 months. Just in time for the start of next year's training camp. So that's where the Celtics are at. But I mean, if the Celtics didn't have the type of team that we've seen over the last, minus the Toronto game, the last 7 games, then I think you can call it the season of wash. I don't like using that term, but you can just say like, all right, whatever. I'll just wait till next year. Whatever happens, happens. No, because I think they can at least push it to the second round. Maybe even a game 7 in the second round. Even if they lose in game 7 of that second round, it's like that's
you get those youngins.
You get those youngins some experience.
Give them the reps, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, Kyrie Irving took to Instagram a long,
about that.
somewhat heartfelt message.
Took to Instagram.
It's like a knee-jerk reaction. No pun intended.
There's a few grammatical errors in here. Yeah, you can say that.
He was upset, man. He was upset.
A couple swears.
He says, "I'm gonna try to read this.
N-bombs.
I'm gonna try to read this as quickly as possible." No, it's not true.
Go ahead, Sean. What are these N-bombs?
He said the hardest thing to do sometimes is accept the uncontrollable things life throws at you.
N-bomb.
You try consistently to learn, grow, and prepare every day to equip your mind, body, and spirit with tools to deal with some of those things.
With the motherfucking thing.
I feel when those moments arise, they all give you a sense of unfulfillment. That's such a Kyrie thing to say. And I mean that in a good way. Simply because it puts some of your personal journey and goals on a brief hold. It's simply a test of your perseverance and will to be present even in the wake of what's going on. In this case, finding out I have an infection in my knee is definitely a moment that I now accept and move past without holding on to the what ifs. Proving the naysayers completely effing wrong. There's a swear there, Sean.
Fucking wrong.
And accomplishing the goals I've set out for the team and myself. The season was only a snapshot of what's to come from me. Trust me. The journey back to the top of Mount Everest continues. # Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, if I remember my social study correctly. Let's go Celtics. Celtics fan, I look forward to hearing how loud it gets in TD Garden during the playoffs and experiencing how intense the environment gets. Thank you all. Man,
# the Earth is flat.
I've been saying this for weeks now. I always thought that the best of what we've seen from Kyrie Irving as a Celtic was going to be in the playoffs. I guess we have to wait a year.
No, I think the biggest thing I take away from that is like, why the fuck did he say Mount Everest?
There's no mountain in Boston, man.
He's gonna climb Mount Everest.
Well, because
the
he
tallest
probably,
mountain in the fucking world.
he feels like this is his biggest
That's the synonym you're gonna fucking choose.
This is his biggest challenge right now as a
How
Celtic.
bad is the knee injury then? How bad is the knee injury? Is it
don't know.
Mount Everest bad or is it Mount Kilimanjaro bad? I mean, there are 8 tall mountains in the world, and you chose the tallest. Like is it Mount McKinney?
Hey, he's looking for
You want Mount
greatness.
McKinney?
He's looking for greatness. He
We're
already
about-
has a
we're
ring.
We're about to see the greatness of
Mount
Brad Stevens
Washington?
right
He
now.
already has a ring, and now he's gonna chase another one with the team on his back.
By the way, he already knows
On
how
his
loud
terms.
Boston gets, man. He's been in the Garden for the playoffs in the first round. He's been there. He knows how fucking loud it gets. It gets fucking loud, Kyrie. It gets the same loud as when you're the number 1 seed against us as when you're the number 2 seed with us.
Well, guess who chimed in on his comment section on
Motherfucking scholarship.
Instagram?
About to get a motherfucking scholarship, Jay Crowder.
Isaiah Thomas
Oh,
goes,
here he is.
minor setback fam, hashtag guess, Sean.
The earth is flat.
Guess the hashtag.
Hashtag
Slow
stay
grind.
grinding.
Slow grind.
That's slow grind.
Well, that's stupid. By the way,
Dude, that's been like his...
Mount Everest,
It's been like his mantra all season.
Yeah.
that
man.
freaks me out. Mount Everest
Been
thing
saying
freaks me
that
out.
since August.
Slow grind. Still slow, but I want a max contract. Wait, what? Hold on. Is anyone worried? So, is anyone worried that Kyrie's contract year is next year? If he doesn't have playoff success this year, are you worried he's just going to be like, I'm going to get a contract from anybody?
No, I don't think so.
You
I
think he likes? You think he's tied into Boston yet?
I think he's absolutely 1,000% tied into Boston.
That was-
I think he loves the atmosphere. I think he appreciates, obviously, what the organization has done for
But
him.
he's not going to play this year.
And he
in
loves the
playoffs.
team as a whole. Like, he's been a leader throughout the locker room. He loves that. He loves working with guys like Rozier.
I
He
feel like
loves
this is a
Jaylen Brown and
major
Jason Tatum.
setback.
After his first take appearance, right after he got traded, I was like, if the Celtics don't put a good team around this dude, I felt like he's out.
All right,
but I don't know. Seeing now, how he first time I've seen him put an Instagram post in the middle of the season talking about Celtics fans.
Everest.
Yeah, and Everest. Yeah, I feel like we'll see a better Kyrie, obviously if he's healthy.
But he's
next
seen how
season.
loud the Garden gets.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying. My
Why
point
are
is,
you
he's
fixated
never
on that part.
He's never
the entire essay I just read. He's fixated on that last
He's never
couple
said,
sentences.
He's never talked about the bottom.
Don't
He's never
fucking
talked.
pander me, man.
No, but he's
you know
never.
what I mean? Don't
he's-
fucking act like, oh, can't wait
Other
till
than-
longer.
dude.
You fucking know how loud it gets.
Dude, talk
but
about
listen,
pinpointing what he
listen.
said.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
He's
Pissed
never
at
talked.
Kyrie.
Don't be pissed at him.
I'm pissed at him.
Be pissed at the fucking medical staff
No,
in
I'm
Cleveland
pissed
and
at
the
him
medical
for not
staff
fucking
here in
having a-
Boston.
Dude,
Come
don't
on.
be
Having
pissed at
some-
anybody. This is basketball. People get hurt, man. It happens.
No, but he's never-
This smells funky to me. It smells like fish on Tuesday.
All right.
I don't like the post.
Okay, great. But he's never put a post about the Celtics fans. That's my point. He's never done that all season. He gets asked sometimes at the end of games, "Oh, how was the crowd? What do you think? It's like a playoff atmosphere." He never really details
He
that.
dodges it, right?
Yeah,
he's like, yeah.
He's just like he was
yeah.
like, yeah, it was hype. That type of answer, like his one-worded answers for the most part. But other players like Rozier, like Tatum, like Brown, like Morris is like, "Yo, this is Boston. Like this is what it is. Like it's always been like that. It's always hype in here." That's why I just feel like this is a different type of atmosphere on this squad than we've seen, even with the last 2 playoff teams with Brad Stevens.
All right, well, Joel, you talked about putting a team around him, a superstar team around him that's going to keep him in Boston, because obviously, regardless of the injury, he is facing a contract season up for next year. Of course, he'll be a free agent in 2019, the summer of 2019. So with that being said, Jalen Rose took to ESPN talking about Kawhi Leonard, the situation in San Antonio. If you're not familiar with it, of course, he's been trying to get a second opinion, whether he's going to play or not. But Jalen Rose believes that he's already played his last game in San Antonio.
He's been cleared since
And
December, by the
he
way.
says that the number one team that should be calling San Antonio right now is the Boston Celtics, that they have not only the assets to pull the deal off, but pulling in a guy like Kawhi Leonard would put them right there in NBA Finals going up against whoever comes out of the Western Conference. Guys, what are your thoughts about that? Should the Celtics actually try to pursue Kawhi Leonard? And if so, what, if you're Danny Ainge, of course, what are you willing to part with to make that deal happen? Sean.
I like how Jalen Rose just finally, after, I don't know.
He's been saying it for a little while.
8 years of the Celtics having the most assets in the league, think they're the best team for Kawhi to go to or Blake to go to. What an idiot, dude. Fuck. Jalen Rose is a moron. I don't know. I'm torn on that.
I feel the same way. I think if you're the Celtics, you stay pat. I mean, we've had this conversation before when we had the whole Anthony Davis conversation back in December. It's Anthony Davis and it's Anthony Davis and it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those are the only two guys that I see is worth sacrificing someone like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Let me ask something.
That's it. Those two guys, and they're not available right now.
Kawhi and Anthony Davis would be an equal get for the Celtics.
Would it?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't know about that.
I think you need to give.
I think
you need to give up more
I think so.
for Kawhi Leonard.
The best big man in the NBA? I don't know about that.
I think Kawhi's more. I think Kawhi.
Say the Celtics get Kawhi, and they get rid of Tatum, Brown. Who else?
Just to make contracts match, you'd have to throw in Morris. You have to throw in
Baines.
Well, Baines is a free agent.
Oh, 1 year?
Yeah, he's only 1 year.
Rozier.
No.
Yeah, he has to throw in.
No, to get
he makes
Kawhi,
18 million. He actually makes the exact amount as
You're
Kyrie Irving.
probably tossing in Al. I mean, if you could
you're not tossing it out because Al is way over.
Yeah.
No, if you get Kawhi.
Why would San Antonio want to take on more money than they already have a Kawhi?
They want young. They want young talent.
You trade
and
Al
maybe
Horford,
draft picks, but forget draft picks. Just on talent alone, it's probably going to take Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Right. So you're kind of
my plan for this. I'll bring it up later.
But you're mortgaging or you're sacrificing the future for right now. So now you're talking Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, and Gordon Hayward. All three of them coming off of season-ending injuries, right?
Yeah.
So how big is that window? How many years now? Right?
14 days.
I just the thing I like, and we've been saying this all season long, and I'll say it again, like the balance of this team of older,
14 days
of experienced, seasoned all-star talent, along with up-and-coming, rising potential all-star talent, is perfect right now. Why mess with it? Unless you're getting top-tier talent. And I'm not saying Kawhi Leonard isn't top-tier talent, but I just feel like what you're getting out of Kawhi Leonard, you could already have a Kawhi Leonard already, and you could, Jaylen Brown could be a Kawhi Leonard. Jason Tatum could be a Kawhi Leonard. Jason Tatum is destined to at least average 23 points
because Jalen Rose says
season here.
Because Jalen Rose says the Celtics are still one superstar away from
thanks, Jalen.
winning a championship.
Yeah. Hey,
not even winning it, competing.
Yeah, he's right.
Jalen,
the superstar's name is Gordon Hayward. That's what's missing here.
And even Paul Pierce, who was right next to him when he said it, was like, I don't know about that.
He gave him the Jersey Shore noise.
Nah, he gave him the.
He was and even Jalen was like, "No, I thought you would love this." He's like, and then you know what his response?
Pierce grin too. Like,
you know what his response was? He says that Kawhi would be better suited on the Lakers. So I was like, "What the hell, Paul?"
Yeah, Paul. What are you doing?
I'm not agreeing about the Celtics thing, but really, the Lakers? But anyways,
all right.
He's been on the roll lately.
I'm gonna say this. I'll say it. I mean, I love Kawhi Leonard. I love Kawhi Leonard.
You said that he's your favorite basketball player right now.
He probably is. I last year I wanted to put him number one, but I couldn't because Russ. And he may have been number 2 or 3. I don't know, remember. But this year I wanted him in my top 10. You said I couldn't pick him because he didn't play.
Because he's only played 9 games.
Right. He was still in my top 10. I love Kawhi. I think Kawhi's a game-changing player. But you can't give up Brown and Tatum for him.
But that's what they would want.
You can't.
And it's salary.
Here's what I'm doing if I'm the Celtics. What's the biggest asset the Celtics have?
Right now?
You just named them. Those 2 young guys.
Well, probably draft picks.
What? Which ones?
What's next? What's next after Jason Tatum? What do people? If you could pick anything off the Celtics roster, who would you pick?
Tatum, probably.
No.
Got a higher ceiling.
No.
Any player, including Hayward or Irving?
Anybody.
Irving?
Anybody. Who's
Tatum,
your MVP, Sway?
Brown. Who's the MVP of the Celtics? Irving.
No, who's your MVP, Sway? You said it a bunch of times.
Oh, you just... I know where he's going with this. Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens.
You going to trade Brad Stevens for Kawhi Leonard?
All right.
Straight up?
Nope. If you are the Spurs have lost Tim Duncan.
I don't know if you can even do that. Can you even trade coaches?
They're going to lose Tony
That's
Parker.
what they did with Doc.
They're going to lose Manu
just
Ginobili.
they let
That
him out of
squad
his
is dead. LaMarcus Aldridge has 1 more year left, and he's gone. Kawhi Leonard could stay there and play with the likes of Patty Mills.
And he can also make
DeJounte Murray.
$50 million by year 4.
Sure. He sure could. Maybe. But if you're the Spurs management, right, you're going to see Kawhi Leonard and G Leaguers right? Let's be honest. Who's the second best player on the Spurs minus Marcus Aldridge?
Manu.
All right.
Still balling.
It's 2018. All right.
Still doing his thing. Watch him in the
Who's
playoffs.
Right, what, Rudy Gay?
Mr. Parker.
Okay. All right. So Joel's living in 2006 right now.
They just won the title 3 years ago, so it's not that far away.
All right, fine. But who was the best player on that title team?
It was Kawhi.
It was Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
So Kawhi's there with just Duncan's gone. Ginobili's gone. The whole reason why he was good is gone. The Spurs are like, even if we sign Kawhi to a supermax deal, are they winning championships anytime soon?
With that squad?
With that squad?
In the conversation. They're always in the conversation.
The answer is no. If you sign Kawhi to a supermax deal, you're not gonna be able to go out and just get whatever you want. However, if you trade Kawhi, you know who's leaving? Is Pop. Pop is going to look at the team if you trade Kawhi and say, I'm not rebuilding. I've been in the league for 20 years. So if they trade Kawhi and they lose Pop, you might as well trade Kawhi and Pop and get a return like Tatum and Brad Stevens.
Something to build around.
You have the best rebuilding coach in the league who took the Celtics from Jared Sullinger.
Okay, so convince me why the Celtics would do this.
Why the Celtics would do this? Why
to lose their best coach? One of the best coaches in the NBA right now?
You get Pop. You get Pop, who can easily work a team of veterans that knows how to win into a championship team.
Hold on. You just said he's been in San Antonio for over 20 years. Why would he want to live where it snows?
If you give him
just like that,
Kawhi Leonard, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, and Kyrie Irving, you give Pop that team.
You know what? If Pop is still around next year, if Pop is still around next year with the Spurs, I'm going to ask him. Would you like to coach Boston Celtics?
Is Brad Stevens the best coach in the league?
I'm going to make ESPN because he's going to rip me a new one. What's that?
Is he the best coach in the league?
Make sure you say it.
Brad Stevens is the best coach in the league.
After Pop.
After Pop. So you're getting the number one coach in the league. You're trading the best rebuilding coach for the best championship coach. And now you're trading Kawhi Leonard, the best player in the deal, in this rookie class.
Okay, would you trade Kyrie Irving and a couple of guys for LeBron James? LeBron James is the best player in the league, right? But you don't, for this team, for a team that's up and coming? I mean,
I don't know.
Pop,
it all
Pop and Kawhi.
It all depends on the situation, on building what you're building around.
Tell me who says no. If the Celtics won a championship next year, aren't they in a better position with Pop and Kawhi and Kyrie and Gordon and Al and Jaylen Brown? Or do they just want to keep Tatum and Brad Stevens without Kawhi?
Why do they have to trade the coach? Why do they got to trade Brad? I mean, boy,
you want Pop.
Brad can coach these guys.
Because
I'm taking Brad.
If you trade,
because he thinks if you trade Brad Stevens, that you don't have to trade Brown.
Oh, so you just throw Brad's salary into the cap?
I don't know how that works. We did it for Doc. Did it for Doc.
No, they let him out of his contract.
We did it. Kawhi doesn't make too much money.
No, he makes $18 million.
Cool. Okay, then fine.
18 mil. So you gotta put up 18 or close to it. You can't.
He actually puts up. I mean, he actually puts up.
Stevens
makes
like
but it's different.
He actually makes the exact same amount as Kyrie Irving does. Well, that's the thing, because if he was making 23, 24, you could say, oh yeah, just throw Allen there.
All right, now
because of that.
Other than this, I don't want this, but this may be something that comes up. What if the Celtics just said straight up Kyrie for Kawhi? Would you do it?
No.
Why? Are you serious?
No.
Yeah.
No, 1,000% I'm doing that. 100.
Well, we just
1,000% of the time.
We just talked about the
you
Celtics.
Got Rozier taking over the point guard ship.
It's not like I believe that they're one all-star away from competing for a championship, because if everyone was healthy, they'd be competing for a championship now. But
Kawhi would play the 4.
I still wouldn't do it.
No.
You'd have Tatum and Kawhi switching between the 3 and the 4.
It's the same. So it's the same thing for Kyrie Irving, right? He's got one more year left after this. We don't know. No one knows how healthy he is.
But wouldn't you?
So Sean wants. Now I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So Sean, you want Kawhi, but you want him on some like weird circumstances. Like, you want to
trade. Doesn't want to trade none of the young guys.
No, I want Kawhi, but I would love Kawhi way more than Anthony Davis. I don't think I'm trading Tatum and Stevens for whatever they have there.
Right? Yes, it's pretty unconventional.
No, I just think that there's a chance that Kawhi fits on this team. Kawhi would
And Davis wouldn't.
not as good as Kawhi.
I just think you have two guys who can blossom into a player that's very similar to Kawhi.
I think you just have to
why give that up for someone who, is always going to make an immediate impact, but don't you shorten that window a bit, just a little bit? If you give away your best,
because if
your best two youngsters,
let's hypothetically say you have
one's
Pop
20, one's
coaching the
21.
Celtics, Pop coaching the Celtics, and you have Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, Kawhi Leonard, and Al Horford, and Jaylen Brown. That's your starting lineup. No one. That beats the Warriors in 6. That team beats the Warriors
I agree,
in 6.
but I think this team beats the Warriors in 6 as well when completely healthy. I do. I do. All right. Let's move along here. Sean Dutra's.
When you look ahead.
Sean, your last one of the season.
Yeah, this is how this is going to go.
This is it. What do you got?
The Celtics have lost Kyrie Irving for the year,
You doing this off the top?
so it don't fucking matter who they're playing.
Off the top of the dome. Of course
All
it
of
matters,
these
Sean.
games,
It matters.
All of these games, the rest of the games on the schedule, how many games they playing?
Well, I mean, theoretically speaking, they are locked into the second seed.
Yep.
So,
They're-
but it matters for everybody else, though, because one of those games is against the Washington Wizards. Now,
Sure.
you could either bump them out of 7th or bump them.
If I play the Wizards,
Well,
I'm
whenever you
playing-
guys hear this podcast, because, man, it changes
Nader's
every
playing
day.
40 minutes. Kadeem Allen, Nader, Jabari Bird getting a lot of minutes. Yabusele's probably starting against the Wizards. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. You're in the second seed, and you know what? If you don't have Kyrie Irving, you are resting your players. So they play Chicago next.
Well, you can't just completely rest those dudes because.
Nader hasn't started a game yet.
No, I know. No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the Jason Tatum's and the.
No, I think
Jaylen Browns.
Tatum could use a rest.
Nah, you got to keep them fresh.
Yeah, you
man.
gotta keep them fresh. They're young.
Maybe
They're young
Rozier,
and
who had to
One
sit out
game,
because of his
2
ankle.
games.
Maybe the last one. Maybe the last game you sit him a bit.
All right,
or
all
you
I'm
reduce
saying
their
is,
minutes.
all I'm saying is, if we're looking ahead, Red Sox Yankees next week. That's going to be a nice series.
All right, and that's it for the season finale of Sean Dutra's.
When you look ahead,
All right.
Huge win though for the Sox on Thursday, and they're off to a great start, guys.
Yo, Hanley's been killing.
Alex Cora,
Oh, I
baby.
love it.
Ale. Yo, by the
Hanley,
way,
keep it
his
up.
dreads though.
Keep it up.
You can play dreads in baseball. I never said you can't have dreads in baseball.
Oh man, you better be slugging it. That's exactly what he's doing.
And you know what? Paula goes.
It's that fucking
Paula
last name,
goes-
guys.
Paula
Ramirez.
He goes. Ever since he started growing his dreads, since he's been in Boston, he goes. She hates the dreads, and this year, now that they've gotten down to the butt, she's like, he looks rich. He looks like he's having a good time.
Is it that low?
Yeah, they're down to
It's like
his butt
Damian
now.
Marley low? Well, it's not
Yeah,
Damian Marley
They're
low,
down
but-
there. She's like, dreadlocks in the Dominican, either you're a hood rat or you got money. I was like, okay,
All right.
because I've never heard the "you got money" part for the past 4 years. He's been on the team.
It's like two
You
opposite
said-
ends of the
You
spectrum.
said, why is he looking like a hood rat the entire time?
Well, you remember Manny, right? When Manny
had the dreads.
but like before and after games when he had the suit and everything, he looked really polished with his dreads.
That's
right?
it, though. That's what she was saying. It's like I don't know. Down there, it's like you can either have dreads because you want dreads, or you can have dreads because you just have dreads. This is your thing, but you can't have them if you're playing in the NBA. I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, if you look at like 2 Chainz, right? Like no, I'm just kidding. All right, Joel. It's about that time. We'll wrap up the last segment of the show, the way we wrap up every single show here at the Causeway Street Podcast.
Wait. Stevie Wonder has dreads,
Oh God. Here we go.
but half of his head is bald. Does he shave it, or is he just bald?
People do it for him.
What?
He is blind.
His hairline starts like in the middle of his head.
Paul McCartney.
It's worse than
Ask Paul McCartney.
It's worse than LeBron James' hairline.
I will say that. Okay, you got to pick to be one person: Stevie Wonder or LeBron James.
What do you mean?
Knowing that Stevie Wonder can see, and he's been faking blind the entire time, you have to pick one person to be for the rest of your life: Stevie Wonder or LeBron James. Go.
LeBron.
Yeah, man, it's kind of.
You guys are idiots.
You know why? You know why? Because LeBron James has sight.
Stevie Wonder can see as well. He can't act like he can see, but he can see.
But that's like almost worse.
For all you
You
new,
gotta, like pretend to be blind.
for all you new listeners, because we do get new listeners on a consistent basis, Sean Dutra, and one of his biggest conspiracies, because he has quite a few, is that Stevie Wonder is not blind, and this is the biggest. In fact, we did an after show on this, the only after show we've ever done.
He's not blind.
And Stevie Wonder, according to Sean Dutra, has never been blind.
I also don't think Magic Johnson has AIDS.
Well, that's yeah.
I also think that you can't be.
I believe that too.
star
Well, he never had
dreadlocks.
AIDS. He was just HIV positive. But I see what you're saying.
No, I don't think he even came close to AIDS.
All right, can we get to it in case you missed it, please? Jeez.
In case you missed it.
All
What
right.
do you got, Joel?
In case you missed it, the Philadelphia
Magic Johnson does not have AIDS.
the Philadelphia 76ers
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
have won 12 straight, guys.
Yeah,
heading into tonight, Friday night, at 48-30.
You
Right
heard
now,
that,
they're
Zach?
at half a game.
You heard that, Zach?
Half
Squad.
a game.
Squad.
Half a game behind the Cavs
Are they?
for third place.
What?
Yes.
Wow. Who called that?
You didn't say third place.
What I said, though. What I said, though.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you didn't
see,
say
but-
you said they're going to win close to 50
All
games
right,
because
all right.
that's
Well,
bullshit.
Well, with that being said, that opens up the window that I was talking about earlier in the show.
The Brooklyn
If the
Nets.
Celtics can get past the first round and the 76ers win their first round series,
Motherfucker just stole my
you
thunder.
telling me you don't have a chance the Celtics you don't see the Celtics possibly knocking out the Sixers and going to the Eastern Conference
Nope,
Finals?
they're not gonna beat the Sixers. Without Kyrie,
This team can't beat the Sixers.
Nope.
The same team that beat the
Hey,
Oklahoma City
maybe,
Thunder.
maybe
the
if
same
there's an
team
injury-
that beat
if Embiid gets injured, yeah.
the Portland Trailblazers.
If Embiid gets injured, which is a good possibility, I mean, there's a good possibility Embiid
Sean,
gets
2
injured.
months ago, we were talking about that this could have been a possible first round matchup. Well, I guess we didn't know Kyrie Irving was going to be out, but nonetheless, this team could beat the Philadelphia 76ers in a 7-game
nonetheless.
series.
That's a big thing.
What do you mean?
You can't tie those two together at all.
Okay, listen, I know momentum going into the playoffs is big, but you telling me these guys are experienced enough to put together against someone like Brad Stevens,
Embiid played in Kansas.
Al Horford, and B played in what?
Kansas played a little bit of.
Is he 100%?
You got
Is he going to be
Markelle
available in
Fultz.
this
You got
in that
Markelle
second round
Fultz
series?
coming out of nowhere.
Concussion, man. Coming back from a concussion.
He'll be
Sean,
there.
I know you didn't just bring up Markelle Fultz.
Markelle
You
Fultz
kidding
coming
me.
out of nowhere. Ben Simmons. You guys,
Coming
I
out of nowhere.
shout on Ben
I can
Simmons.
name
My man,
4
my man.
Celtics players that are
My
coming
man.
out of nowhere right now.
He's taken 1 3-point shot all season long.
Who, Simmons?
No.
I don't. Yeah, that's good. You know what that isn't?
Joel closed his eyes and shook his head. No,
And he
no.
and he missed it.
You know what that? You know what?
Horribly. Horribly, and then he had his arm like up and
That
down,
would
like,
be-
oh, I'm just warming up, guys.
That would be.
Didn't take a shot for the rest of
you
the game.
can't. Okay, fine. You know what? You can either shit on that, or you can.
I'm not
shit
shitting on that. All I'm saying
Marcus
is, all I'm
Smart
saying
taking
is, all
three-pointers.
I'm saying is, if you're saying that a team that has Markelle Fultz, who's only played like a handful of games, can beat the Celtics in the playoffs.
No, the reason why I say that is
Is
Markelle
no.
Fultz is like the 8th player off the bench. Like you have a solid lineup between if Embiid
No.
if Embiid is healthy.
No, I'm not saying they're not solid, but
Covington. I didn't even talk about Ben Simmons yet. Ben Simmons is literally
I know what this is. I know what this is. You know what this is? I'll
What?
tell you what this is.
okay. What is it?
This is you because you are a gambling man sticking to your guns.
No.
You've talked about the Sixers at the beginning of the season and you're going
I
to
never
stick with
said
them
that- I
until
never
the
said
wheels
they were
fall
gonna
off.
beat the Celtics.
No, but you're saying that
No,
they're
I
going to go deep into the
legitimately-
playoffs.
You called them a
legitimately-
top 5 seed.
I didn't think that they were going to be a number 3 seed or number 4 seed. I thought they were going to be in the top 5.
Okay.
I thought they were going to be number 5. I didn't think they would win 50 games.
Okay,
but that just
you're
tells me-
saying that they're going to the second round and they're going to beat the Celtics. That's what you're saying.
I legitimately agree with those stupid fucking dumbasses that say that the Sixers could make it to the NBA Finals. If the Sixers made it to the NBA Finals
First off, how dare you
I
call
wouldn't
Paul
be
Pierce a
surprised.
fucking idiot?
I didn't know it was Paul Pierce. All I've heard is fucking Max
First of
Kellerman.
all, bite your tongue. All right.
How
Second
dare you talk about number 34
all I
like
heard
that?
was Max Kellerman, and those are stupid. Pierce said it.
Pierce said it. And I said it in,
Hey, you said the finals
I
or-
said it in case you missed it last week.
Eastern Conference Finals or
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, no, he didn't
Because
say NBA Finals.
He
Eastern Conference
compared
Finals.
he compared the
That's a big difference.
He compared this
No, I think
he
they
compared the
come out of
Sixers
the
team.
East.
He compared the Sixers team to the 0-2 Celtics.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. But no, he said Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
You just went nuts because he said NBA Finals. You just called Kellerman. I think you're looking for an excuse to call Kellerman an idiot. because
Yeah.
Well, I think Kellerman, everything he says is dumb.
At the end of the day, Cleveland's going to be waiting for whatever team is there in the Eastern Conference Finals. So my point is, if this team without Kyrie Irving can make its way to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's one hell of an accomplishment.
But if you think about it, if
you could dodge Toronto, dodge Washington, and make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
If I'm wrong a little bit, if the 76ers...
I just can't wait because Sean's going to be the one that's like going nuts, being like, yeah, man, this team. Marcus Morris had 34 last night.
1,000%.
Jason Tatum.
Brad Stevens, he's the best coach.
Jason Tatum dropped 15 straight.
Dude, I would love to do that.
No, I'm not saying that you
know
wouldn't,
I will
but what
do
I'm
that.
saying is I can't wait for that to happen.
And then I'll be wrong. I would love to be just wrong, but if I'm just trying to tell you what I think is going to happen, like, I am not feeling good about this team. I'm not.
Rightfully so.
Because
rightfully
you wouldn't
so.
bet
I will
on
be
them. I get
rooting.
it.
I will be
You wouldn't bet on
rooting
them.
for this team hard, and I won't touch this with any money and any type of
Exactly,
line.
because you wouldn't bet on them because
unless the Celtics
you already have your bets in your mind already. That's why,
unless the
and then
Celtics
you
come
stick
in
with
as
them.
like a super
And
underdog
that's fine.
against the Heat, then
That's great. Like
we'll take it all day.
you stick with something, you rock with it until the wheels fall out. That's great.
Look, it's all about how the bracket worked itself out. That's my point.
Okay.
If
If
they're not
the
facing the
76ers
Cavs in the
seed-
second round, then that's a huge
If
advantage.
the
for them.
76ers get the 3 seed and they
Who's their coach, by the way?
Brett Brown,
Okay.
good coach,
All right.
New Hampshire native,
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Spurs guy, pop guy,
Mm-hmm. So was Baines. Okay.
but Brett Brown's been there since they have sucked and they realized they got a good coach. So
All right.
Brett Brown's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's a little overrated, but he's a good coach.
All right.
He's getting better year after year.
Yeah, he's a coach. You know what I mean?
Remember, this dude is going through. Embiid is going through NBA protocol for his concussion. This is no joke. At the end of the season, that was the wrong time for him to get injured.
Yeah.
So if they make it out of the first round, they won't be 100%.
Yeah, I just feel like if Embiid can stay healthy, right?
Yeah.
If Embiid stays healthy and they get an injured Celtics team or the Wizards, right? Whoever beats the Celtics, or if the Celtics win, if they get a non-Kyrie Celtics team in the second round of the playoffs, and Embiid is healthy, that's a wrap, man. The Celtics are not getting by the Sixers.
All right, what else we got, Joel?
Well, didn't finish my first part because
I thought it broke it down for you. My bad.
no, because guess who they face tonight for a chance to fight for that third seed? They host Braun and the Cavs.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Isn't that like Miami? I don't know why you're saying that song right now. What's going on?
Philadelphia. Yeah, was that better?
Yeah, that was better. Much better. Nice job.
You just picture Gloria Stefan like freezing her ass off, like next to the Liberty Bell. Like the rhythm is gonna get you. The rhythm is gonna
Just like the rhythm is barely getting me. But
the cheese stick in her hand. The rhythm is gonna get you.
Loving that Philadelphia, loving that Philadelphia, loving that Philadelphia.
Well, in case you missed it, now you know how everything's pretty much wrapped up in the East in terms of top 8 team. Detroit's been eliminated.
Yeah.
Good job, Zach, on that.
Yeah, way to go.
But
Zach.
out west is a different ball game, guys. Out there, only 3 games separate the 4th seed through the 10th seed. These teams include Utah, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and New Orleans.
Who's the best team
All
out of
those
that?
series
Who's
are
the best
going to
team?
be
And LA, sorry. The
those,
Clippers.
all the series are going to be amazing out west.
The
man. I can't
Clippers.
wait for the first round.
And the Nuggets.
Who's the best team out of those? What did you just say? 6 teams? 8 teams?
There's
7 teams?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 teams.
And
Who's the best team?
there's still a fight for the last spot, if
Who's
I'm not
the
mistaken, right?
best team out of that?
Well, it's not just the last spot. It's like
It's the
it would be
4th through
on
8th
on
spot.
paper it would be because Kawhi's out. Because Kawhi's out, it would be OKC. OKC is in danger of not making the playoffs after making it last year with arguably a weak squad, right?
I think I'm taking the Jazz.
You think the Jazz are the best team on this list? Could be.
Yeah.
They're right now, I guess, again, depending when you listen to this podcast, they're in 4th right now.
Well, I think the Jazz with Mitchell, Gobert, Rubio's had a renaissance season. I mean, you have they traded Hood, but now
But I think the team that's like would have bad things happen to them if they didn't make the playoffs,
Bill Sapp?
like Paul George not fucking signing or having to trade Carmelo, whatever, would be OKC. Like that's a fail. They can't even make the playoffs after making it last year with Oladipo.
What I would love to see is them get the 7th seed and go up against Golden State because
first
still-
round matchup,
They're
bro.
still waiting for Steph Curry to come back. You got Russell Westbrook. Just like this is the matchup he's just drooling over, salivating over. A chance to knock off Kevin Durant in the first round.
They got to play.
You know he's going to bring his A game.
They got to play Houston, and they got to play Utah before the season's over.
Okay. Do
For
Houston
them,
or
they all
Portland,
got
do
like 4
Houston
games
or
left.
Portland have a chance of knocking off the Warriors this year?
Houston absolutely have a chance.
Portland?
Portland, not so much, but they'll be a fun team to watch. Yeah, I think Houston could come out of the West. Absolutely.
You don't think that Portland has a chance of knocking out the Warriors in the second round?
I don't. It's very slim. Very slim. All right, Joe. I see what you're saying. I got you.
I don't know. I find it interesting that
You know who else?
teams like San Antonio and OKC and
Well,
even Minnesota, they're in danger of not making the
and
playoffs
New
this
Orleans.
late in the season.
Yeah, New Orleans.
If you were to go back to the preseason podcast that we recorded,
We had Minnesota way
it's
up there.
complete flip flop. Like remember, I
Minnesota
had Portland
3.
just making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I had who else did I have?
Yeah, we had OKC.
I had Utah not even making it.
OKC.
We
Yo,
were calling Utah in lottery.
When Gordon Hayward left, we were like, nah,
Oh, it's the lottery
they're
team.
done.
Yeah, they're done.
I think I had them as the worst team in the league.
I mean, Denver.
Yeah, I think you did.
I think I did.
Or at least top 5.
I think I said
We talked about Denver. We talked about the
Suns.
Clippers.
I had the Suns in the playoffs.
And all these 10 teams, by the way, well over 500.
Oh,
You
Clippers
know-
are fighting too. Clippers are trying to squeeze.
You know who I
2
really
games
like
out.
out of that team, that squad of teams too, man, is Denver.
Yeah. Denver at one point, they were locked in that 6th seed for a long
Paul
time.
Millsap just came back.
He just came back.
Yeah, they were doing it without him.
Yeah.
Like they got to like the 6th seed without Paul Millsap,
Yeah,
and you have
You know who's
Jamal Murray, my
Yeah.
boy, who
Well,
everyone shat on me when I said that it was a bad. I
Well,
said he
that's-
was a number 3 pick that year.
That's not the first name I would have brought up, but okay. You got that. You got that.
Who's the first name you're gonna bring up?
Will Barton
Will Barton. Yeah.
been killing it, but yeah, no, he has been good though. You know what? They made him a point guard.
Yes,
And
which
it's
he
working
always
out.
should have been.
Yeah,
He
Nah,
should
well,
have
they
been a
got
point
rid
guard
of,
in Kentucky.
Who did they get rid of? Who did they trade to the Knicks?
They traded Jameer Nelson.
No, other than that.
to the
I think they actually waived him.
I think
So the
every
Celtics
team
in,
traded Jameer Nelson at one point,
17,
including the
42?
Celtics.
I think they,
Yeah, which team didn't trade Jameer Nelson at one point?
Jameer Nelson was traded to from the Denver Nuggets 4 times.
New
in his
York? I
career.
don't know. Who are you talking about?
They
Name-
traded.
name
You
me
got
some-
Barton. You got Trey Lyles. He's been playing well.
Lyles got traded.
No, Lyles still there.
No,
no.
he's not.
Who? Because this dude got traded, Will Barton became the point guard. Who was?
Trey Lyles got traded from.
Trey Lyles is not a point guard.
Will Barton became the point guard because this dude got traded. They
Andre
split.
Miller. No.
What the fuck?
Think of Denver
Nick Van
point
Exel.
guards. Chauncey
Nick
Billups.
Van Exel.
Chauncey Billups.
Allen
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes. That's it.
Chauncey Billups was there twice, by the way. I was thinking Chauncey Billups from way back.
Oh, no, I know who you're
He was
talking
there
about.
recently.
Now you got me.
Moutier.
Emmanuel Moutier.
Moutier.
Moutier, yeah.
Moutier sucked.
Well, all I'm saying
Guess
is
who got
they were
spent-
trying to have him be like the next thing.
Because guess who was the number 5 pick of the draft when Marcus Smart got drafted as number 6?
Moutier.
Moutier.
Yeah.
The Celtics could have gotten Moutier. You know how much better of a player Marcus Smart is than Emmanuel Moutier?
Well, remember they were talking about possibly trading those two for one for the other. Yeah.
Yep.
Before the trade deadline.
Yep. That would have been awful.
But Denver was looking for, as everyone else was. Yo, put that away. Yo.
Allergies over here, Joel.
Wait, let's
Come
go
on.
skiing.
Stop making jokes.
Hey.
Yo, you got some right here.
Joel's like, yo, wait till you're done. I'm gonna wait till we're done. Come on.
Everybody wanted first round draft picks, and no one was giving that up.
Tyreek Evans.
Dariki.
I feel like
Tyreek.
I feel like that'd be a good rap.
I was thinking,
rap
I was like,
line.
wait, he wasn't on Denver.
like,
he was on Memphis.
I'm waiting for that first round pick. Tyreek Evans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a great rap line.
I thought you were making fun of me from a couple of weeks ago. That's why
No.
That's why I started laughing. I was like,
Tyreek.
wait. He's not on Denver. He's in
I didn't
Memphis.
say Tyreek, but
No,
like
that
you know,
reminds me of a Wale line from like way back in the day. It goes, $500,000 rap form, Jared Jack. I was like, oh, jeez. That is a guy who's making $500,000 right now. Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, that's interesting out west. Even if OKC wins all their games, they'll win less games this year than they did last year. Fun fact.
who?
OKC.
With Paul George and Carmelo.
Correct.
And no Oladipo.
And no Oladipo.
And no
Sabonis.
Sabonis. Sabonis is good.
He
He's a
is.
player.
I
He's a
was
good role
hoping that he would fall down for the Celtics to draft him.
Nick
but
McMillan, underrated coach.
Oh,
didn't
yes,
happen.
also as well. I loved him in Portland.
Yeah,
I thought
me
he
too.
got boned in Portland.
I did too. Yeah.
I really did.
No, he did. You're
No,
right.
no, he did.
No, I agree. It's just Sean's
Yeah.
constantly talking about
Yeah.
that.
What, Poland?
No, you're always using that
That analogy?
that analogy.
Yeah.
What do we get, bone?
Yeah, man, you got fucked.
You get bone.
It paints a
right?
picture. Poor Nate. Poor Nate. Sucks, man. Got fucked. It's like, jeez.
All right, in case you missed it, Marcus Morris, if you didn't see it.
Got
because
bone.
Marcus Morris tweeted an apology on Tuesday for smacking the ref's ass following his ejection in Saturday's win against the Raptors. And he felt the reason why he did it, he said, because he felt there was some animosity with the ref's crew during the Milwaukee game,
You know I didn't mean it, baby.
especially since he didn't get fined, which everyone thought he was going to get fined.
Oh, you don't want the money. You want just another spanking, huh? Hey.
All right, go ahead.
The tweet since then has been deleted.
He deleted
He
it?
deleted it. Yeah, he said he didn't want to sit up there on top of his because he doesn't tweet like that. He was just sitting there.
You know I don't tweet like that, baby. You know you like the smack.
He thought people, you know, the media asked him because they were like, "Did the NBA make you do that?" Or the Celtics? He's like, "Nah, I just."
No one makes me do anything. You know that's why I smacked you in the first place.
All right. He's there, Barry White. Take
That
it easy.
luscious.
I like that.
NBA pants making your butt look just luscious.
I like after the game, he goes, I know the Celtics fans like me, but now I think they love me. Yeah, the place went
No, it went nuts.
nuts, man.
Oh,
It
I think
went
they
nuts.
like me. Oh,
He was looking at the crowd, getting everyone pumped up. I was like, man, this is awesome. And he was supposed to shoot another free throw.
I know, right?
I've never
He was in
seen
the
that
middle-
before.
He's in the middle of shooting the second one,
Mid pair, just getting tossed.
throwing out lots of N bombs to
I
Serge Ibaka.
actually was
That
watching.
will do it.
I was watching the game.
That will do it,
I was
man.
watching
Zero
the game
fucks
on
were given
mute
that
at the
night.
bar. 'Cause
None.
I was at this
He's
bar,
like, yeah, you're right. Smack.
and I was trying to explain it to somebody, and I was like,
Savage.
no, he smacked his butt, and then he was swearing. And they're like, well, I don't get why they kicked him out. He didn't do anything. And I was like, he was swearing. It was all this thing.
He did
it was very abrasive.
He did a Wesley Snipes and White Man Can't Jump. Like,
Yeah.
you right, baby. I'm out.
You know what's funny though? If you watch it again, the referee almost like he like flinches. He's
I
like,
know.
"Oh,
He's
don't
like,
get me."
he's like, no, Marcus, don't do it.
Marcus, not again, no. Oh, yeah, so to do it. I'm going to tell you no, but please.
All right, guys. I'm gonna try to cheer up here a little bit. Celtics Nation,
You've
those
done
who
a good
follow our
job cheering us
podcast,
up so
I'm
far.
trying. All right. Now it's been a while since I brought up, something that's not sports or basketball related on. In case you missed it, but did any of you guys think that anything could be worse than the Tide Pod challenge that we saw earlier this year, going viral, where teens were popping Tide Pods and they were bursting in their mouths or whatever?
So was there
was at a
anyone
pregnancy class.
that actually spoke out about it and said, "Listen, man, that was the best trip of my life"? Like, or people just doing it because it was a trend? Like, which one was it?
It was
No
like
one said-
the challenge.
no one
My
survived the
understanding,
challenge.
my understanding of it is like you were supposed to just like mess with it in your mouth, so it didn't pop. But for those that it did burst, nothing happened. I don't know.
Joel likes to get wet, huh?
Nah, man.
I think we should try this out.
Joel
Joel,
likes to get wet with the
Sean,
Tide
Sean,
Pods.
I'm not the
get
one
the Tide
making-
Pods, get the camera. Let's do it.
I'm not the one.
I got
not the one with the sniffles over here.
I got the dishwasher once.
No,
Yeah.
it's Tide Pods.
I don't have Tide Pods, but I think it's called
No, look. I'm
Dish
considered
Safe or something.
despite
What is that fucking shit called?
despite the year I was born, I'm considered a millennial. But I will never do some shit like that.
Hey, you will.
But
You've done it.
no, I'm not.
You haven't gargled a Tide Pod?
No, man.
If you haven't gargled a Tide Pod, you haven't lived.
Well, I guess I'm not living that.
Guess not.
Well, I didn't think there would be anything worse than that. Have you guys heard of the newest trend?
I think I know what you're about to say.
It's called the Snorting Condoms Challenge.
Wait. Why is that the name?
That's the name.
Because that's what it
This
is.
is exactly
man.
what it is.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think that's a great name
Kids
Nope. I don't
snorting
think that's a great
condoms,
name.
literally snorting the whole condom
I'm out.
into their nose
Yeah.
and pulling it out through their mouths.
Ah.
Yeah,
for it. That's it.
that's it.
I hate when
That's it.
I sniff too hard and a booger comes in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
from my nose. That's the most disgusting feeling in the world.
Or when you sneeze really hard, like aggressively, and
And
like,
yeah, or like you've been blowing the tissue all day and you're just like you still got shit coming out as you go, and it's just like, and you taste it in your mouth. That's the fucking worst.
Like phlegm and shit.
Yeah, but
these
this isn't
condoms?
like you don't.
Are these
this
flavored
isn't.
condoms?
You don't get a buzz
it's
off
just-
of this,
it's just
though, right?
condoms,
This
just
is just like, oh, I dare you to do that.
Yeah,
and
that's what
people
it
are
is.
doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I feel like probably before you died
keeps
from a
getting
Tide
worse.
Pod, you would get high.
Yeah.
I mean, from like laundry detergent, you'd get high.
I don't know if you would get high. I think people assume that.
That's probably what you're feeling.
No, I think people assume that, but you would have to call poison control if you were to, ingest
but
a
that
Tide
call,
Pod.
But that call to poison control would be off the fucking train. This way, you just pull it out and you're just like, yeah, this is stupid. I don't really understand that.
Yeah.
I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous because now I feel like
Yeah, man, you got to talk to your son about
Yeah,
this.
man.
I really
Yeah, man.
I feel like I'm having a kid.
Like when you do
I'm
laundry
gonna-
with him, you go, son,
Don't even look at those Tide
those
Pods.
look like yummy treats, but they're not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about
If you ever think something's a bad idea,
Don't
just
do it.
don't do it.
Yeah, I
just
don't
don't.
know.
And then
No.
talk to me about it.
that
Yeah.
conversation's gonna be tough. That's
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tough conversation. I'm gonna be
No
like,
such thing as a stupid question, son.
Because if people are doing this type of stuff in 2018, can you imagine in 2030?
yeah, I'm really gonna try to
When
make
your son
sure.
is, like, 12,
I don't know how
13.
long I'm gonna be able to like keep like technology away from my kid, but I'm gonna try.
No, no. Please do it.
I'm going to.
Please
I
do
already
it.
told Paula. I said if I see
Trust me
you-
from experience.
if I see
please
you,
do it.
If I see you on your phone in front of the child,
Yes,
I'm taking your phone and I'm smashing it.
don't do it just yet.
And if I do the same thing, you have to do the same thing to me because
Yeah.
I'm not going to show my baby, who's literally the only thing it does when it's awake is watches you.
Yes,
So
exactly.
if you
Exactly.
are not like, here's the baby, and the other part of you is just, what's on my phone? The thing's gonna be like, I want the phone.
What's
I want-
what's so important
what
that
is
you're not
he
paying
looking
attention
at?
to me? Yeah.
What is he looking at on that phone that is taking you away from me, a 4-month-old baby? That hello, I need all the attention I fucking can get over
Not only
here.
that, but like a baby is so entertained by like some simple shit like
Yeah.
peekaboo,
And I'm making. I think
a
I'm
set
gonna
of keys.
I'm gonna make a rule that says if you are on your phone around my baby, I'm spiking your phone. Like it's
Everybody that comes over, you got to put a phone
just
into
put
a
your
fucking
phone
pouch.
in the bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
No one
gonna be
touches
a
that shit.
phone-free zone. You know what? If you want to play music off your phone, fine.
'cause you know
do
what-
it when you walk in.
Because you know what everyone's gonna say as soon as your son is born. Oh, can we come over and visit the baby? And then they're gonna be on their phone. You're like, no, you came to see my child.
And then there's gonna be one.
Put the
There's
phone
gonna
away.
be one moment where the baby just figures out how to use its eyes and just like looks around the room. And it's that one time when like you realize yourself, it's been mad quiet for like 5 minutes and everybody's on their phones. Nah, the baby's gonna have to realize that in like Target in line when he's 7. He'll figure that out when he's 7 in line in Target when everyone's waiting on their phone. I'm not doing it around him before that. That's it.
Well, in case you missed it, in honor of Red Sox the home opener,
Hanley.
I got a little treat for y'all. This is called this little segment here, and I got it from another radio station here in Boston, and it's called "Name That Tune" by Joe Castiglione. Who he's gonna rap a verse. And you got to figure out what song it is. Okay, Joe Castiglione, for those who don't live in Boston, is the voice of the Red Sox on the radio.
Joe Castiglione rapping.
And these were several songs, so I wish I could play them all. I wish I could play them all, but
Joe got bars?
I wanted to choose one that I think Sean would appreciate. So let's take a listen and see if you can name that tune.
Thinking out loud, I must have $250,000 on me right now. Hard to say a song about something other than the money. Two things I'm about is talking blunt and staying blunted. Pretty woman, are you here? Are you here right now, huh? We should all disappear right now. Look, you're getting all your friends and you're getting in the car. And you're coming to the house. Are we clear right now, huh?
All right, so what do you think was Joe spitting right there?
I don't know.
He's staying blunted. Staying blunted. So what do you think?
Staying blunted.
Take a wild
Oh,
guess.
come on, man. You know what this is.
I was too busy laughing, man. I don't know. Wait, hold on.
He was too busy listening to Joe spit that heat.
That fire.
I was like, Castiglione.
And this is like the third or fourth song that he already spent fire on.
Damn.
I'll let you guys listen to after the show's over, but this one was good.
Hit me back.
All right.
It's Truffle Butter by Nicki Minaj. Can you believe it?
It's
you believe it?
Can you believe it? For those that didn't understand what Joe said, it's Nicki Minaj, not Mirage. What is it?
It's Nicki Mirage. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
Whatever that was the best thing I ever heard of my entire life. That was the best thing I heard of my entire life. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
No, it's all about the money. Staying rich and staying blunted.
Are you here? Are you here right now, huh?
You know. I think when he goes, huh?
I know.
Huh? Are you here right now, huh?
So I thought I'd end my in case you missed it with a nice little opening day. Well, home opening day, little thing by the voice of the Red Sox. Joe Castiglione.
I wish you had our mics all the way up, man. We were from the beginning. I lost it. That was hilarious. Especially
the audience would have been able to hear the rest of the rap, so that's why I had to.
If people are like people out there who listen to the podcast, if they're avid like Sox fan, even if you've just been in the city for like the last 10 years or so, Joe Castiglione, his voice, and like. Just to hear him be spitting like that just cracks me up.
Shaz. This city's brought to you by Shaz. If you get to the Little Debbie sale, you'll get them 2 for $5.
Wise
Little Debbie.
Wise potato chips, the official chip of the Boston Red Sox.
Huh? Now we're all gonna.
Can you believe it?
That's a drop right there. That's a drop.
What'd you say?
And that's it for.
In case you missed it.
All right, we're up out of here. Next week, playoff previews, Western Conference, Eastern Conference, all that fun stuff. We have a special guest coming in.
Word.
Actually, he's not coming. He's going to call over the phone. But
Celtics
we have a special guest joining us next week, breaking down the playoffs. We're previewing the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. So we'll have a jam-packed show.
Yeah.
We'll hit you with content all week, man. We have 2 shows: Eastern Conference, Western Conference breakdown, and
maybe some
more
more
into the playoffs.
and maybe some more Joe Castiglione.
This season,
Little Debbie's.
This season is fucking flowed by, man. I know we say that all the time, but it really has.
Shop
The
at
kids-
Shaw's, huh?
The kids will be all right, folks. For you Celtics fans out there, they're gonna be all right.
Right.
And away we go.
There's some positivity for you.
Until next time,
We out.
Causeway Street Podcast.
Away!
Huh?
Off the wall!
Pretty woman, are you here? Are you here right now, huh? It's Truffle Butter by Nicki Minaj. Can you believe it?